How did that transition to getting the same overlords as, like, I guess me? Because the way I discovered Dylan, was I was hired, I was sponsored, I should say, to watch a bunch of so Hoyoverse have this, like, I don't even know how this works, but it's like fan content, but it's fan content that they hire, like, that they hire themselves, right?
Okay.
So it's not like the same one that we judged. It's what's the event called again?
Something fair.
Hoyoverse.
Hoyoverse, that's it. Where it's just a bunch of like fan animations and fan content, but it's like super actually fucking high quality. It's insane what some of these creators can do, and you are one of the creators on that.
Right.
And he made some Genshin animations, and they were fucking insane.
Right.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting because Hoyoverse, when they first reached out to me, wasn't really that established yet.
Right.
I think it was like maybe the first or second year that they were doing it. And they originally, fun fact, they originally wanted Genshin but with cats. Yeah, so that's actually how that started.
I'm sure that would have also crushed.
It also would have done well. Yeah, it would have done.
But I guess if you kept going on with that, you would have been pigeonholed. Exactly.
Exactly.
Game with cats.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I gave them a proposal. I was like, what if we did like a kind of like full on 3D people anime type stuff?
Yeah.
Because we were working on that on the side. Like in the back end, we were doing like these YouTube videos. We did like Demon Slayer with cats for a bit, you know. Got to branch out.
Looking back, you're like, shit, guys.
There's a lot of cats.
There's a lot of stuff.
Pay the bills. Pay the bills.
Yeah, exactly. And then I was working on like the human anime type stuff, and it's very like Studio Orange inspired.
Yeah.
So we were just like trying to get that researched and developed for our workflow, and we were at a point where I was like, I think we can actually make something now with this. And so I proposed to Genshin. I was like, what if we just made like kind of like an anime clip? And they're like, yeah, okay, sure, we'll try it. You know, we've never seen you make anything like that, but okay, fair enough. And they let us try it, and we ended up making Nameless Road was the first one that we made,
Right.
which was like Yelan and Dia. That was a really fun one, and people really liked it.
Yeah, I mean, you can see some of the work.
What was it called?
Nameless Road.
Nameless Road.
Yeah. I mean, looking at some of this, it's hard to tell sometimes that it's a fan animation.
Yeah. I remember
500,000 likes. Wait, how many views does it have? Jesus Christ.
5.8 million.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, I guess for like making a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Where, you know, you look at some of this, I'm like, damn, I mean, this could easily pass as a cutscene, you know?
Yeah.
No
shit.
How long does an animation like this take to make then?
This one, I believe, took us, well, by nature of necessity, took us 5 weeks. Something like that.
5 weeks.
It is not normal. But we did get it done in 5 weeks. Normally, I would say this would be comfortably done in like 2 months or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the one thing that really stood out, and obviously I think it comes from,
That's good.
I think it comes from like your Ruby background and your inspirations or something, but it was definitely like your fight choreography and animation. So you mentioned earlier you learned a lot from Ruby about fight choreography.
Yeah.
I've always been curious, what goes into fight choreography? Like how do you figure that out?
Yeah, because there's a lot of anime out there that do it really, really well, and then there are some that are like, it's kind of missing something, you know?
Yeah. Honestly, the biggest easy thing you can tell if someone knows what they're doing versus if they're not familiar with fight choreography is how many cuts there are.
Right.
Generally speaking, like if there's a lot of like, and then like you focus on the punch, and then you focus on the block, and you do each one as a separate cut, that shows that like it's probably been choreographed by someone who's just writing out the beats, and then like the animator will kind of do the checklist of things.
Yeah.
Right.
But like if someone, it's like what we do at our studio is like we don't storyboard our fights. Because we have a couple of choreographers on our team that are pretty good. So we're just like, okay, this is your section. Figure it out. And it sounds scary to a lot of people, but like the people who are like comfortable in that space, it's like the best playground. So they're able to like hold on like longer shots, like show off like actual, you know, like martial arts. So you can actually see like the exchange of blows versus just like, you know, close-up cuts.
Punch.
Yeah.
Right.
So you have like a flow, like an energy flow between the characters that you can visibly see. And then we just tell them like, oh, we'll make sure to end it this way and it's fine. And then it looks pretty good. That's the first thing. The second thing really is like understanding the what I would call the acting part of it.
Right.
Because people kind of forget that you're still like it's still a character fighting. And so like the decisions that characters make in the middle of a fight is like very specific to the situation they're in that exact time. And if people are looking at the fight mostly as like a superficial thing of like, oh, well, there's a punch, so you have to block it, it starts to feel a little bit flat. But if you think about it from the character, it's like, well, yeah, there's a punch coming, but what would this character in particular do to react to that?
Right.
And that's when you get into like more flow where it's like, okay, so you know this person's really good at like, they're really fast.
Yeah.
So they're going to be more likely to dodge. And then when they do that, is that dodge going to lead to an attack afterwards? And then you hook up that energy.
Yeah.
And once you do that, it usually feels pretty good.
That first point you made reminds me of like this interview that I saw with Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
When he was like directing his movies, and he was
Yeah.
like, if you notice in most like Hollywood fight scenes, as Dylan was saying, like there's a lot of like the punch comes and then the block is a different cut and then the next hit is and they cut it on the actual impact.
Yeah.
Whereas if you watch like Jackie Chan or like even Bruce Lee movies, it's just one long cut.
Yeah.
And you can actually, it feels more authentic of a fight and it feels more exciting because you can see every moment of it,
Yeah.
still. And I guess that applies in animation.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so I was going to say the best example of like an uncut raw fight scene. Have you guys seen The Raid?
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
It's
I was
so
going
good.
to ask, everything you're saying right now sounds like you are a big just martial arts movie fan.
I mean, yeah. that's true.
I feel anyone who loves fighting in film just naturally will fall into
Yeah.
that
Well,
hole,
I can
right?
also see it in your work as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Because I don't know,
totally.
your fights have a certain rhythm sometimes. And I don't know if it's a conscious thing you do or a subconscious thing you do.
That's a really good point. I forgot to mention one other thing that I personally do. I always choreograph the music.
That works.
That helps
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, it helps a lot. And I don't know if that's common in anime, to be fair, because like anime, like Sakuga artists they have such incredible energy and like flow. To me, I'm like, there's got to be some sort of like backing track to their mind when they're doing this. But I don't know for sure. But for me, like whenever there's like a crescendo in the song, like that's when you have a build up for the visuals. So like that's what I use as a foundation. And then like we can change the song later and it's like kind of fine. It matches up. But like, in an ideal world, if you can get that song and the visuals to match up perfectly, it feels really good.
Yeah,
Sounds
for
cool.
sure.
Well, from my limited experience of working on anime, which is like from what I've talked to with Kevin, normally they don't write music for a particular scene.
Right.
They just write a specific soundtrack, like this is a fight soundtrack or this is a slice of life-y soundtrack. So it might be, I'm sure it depends on the studio. So there might be some cases where the director has already told everyone this is the track that's going to be used for this particular cut. But sometimes, sometimes it might be a case where they decide the track afterwards, which was the case where there was a scene at the beginning of Made in Abyss that looks like a music video. It's like the opening scene of Made in Abyss where they're walking across.
Walking down,
Yeah, and it syncs so perfectly that originally I thought that this was a track that was written for this scene. And it was actually the opposite way around, where they had heard the track and they were like, shit, we now want to draw something with this scene,
Right. And I guess, that works because that is such a memorable scene in Made in Abyss, even though it's just two characters walking.
Yeah, exactly.
I do remember that scene.
Yeah.
She's ref me.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't remember a whole lot.
That's fair.
I'm really bad at remembering scenes from shows.
Yeah.
It's like the scene.
Do you have like a favorite scene that you can remember? Like if you actually do remember it, it's got to be pretty good, right?
Yeah.
From Made in Abyss, it's all the fucked up things. You remember that,
Yeah, that's true.
Poor Mitty.
Oh god.
Oh, no.
Anything that's kind of like horrific, you're like, oh, yeah, you remember that one.
Oh man.
I'd say that's more shocking than memorable.
Yeah.
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 So, do you have a martial arts experience?
I do.
Ah.
Yeah.
That explains
Bro, that explains so much. I'm like, no fucking wonder this looks so good.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's good to mention. Yeah, I took kung fu for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But another thing that actually helps a lot is dance. So I used to dance as well.
Okay.
I did like hip hop dance stuff.
Right.
And the rhythm that is required for dance, especially dance choreography, it's like 1-to-1 to fight choreography. It's very interesting. Yeah. So that
Fuck
helps.
me, you had this much aura and you chose to do computer science? Bro, what?
No. I chose to
martial arts. And you,
Bro did all of this and was like, finna be a dentist.
I'm gonna make a Minecraft movie.
Fucking insane. Oh my
Oh,
god.
man. I just sit at my computer all day now. That's all I do, bro. Yeah, it's crazy. Dude, actually I wonder if I stuck with Minecraft animations too.
Yeah.
Like what would I be doing now? Because it's like the Minecraft movie came out. Like, would I be on that shit?
Honestly,
This is
if you
crazy.
continue doing Minecraft animation, you'd probably be making like a shit ton of money. as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Considering how
I've thought about it. I've thought about it. Trust me. Yeah.
It's never too late to go back.
Have more money, but would you be happy? You know?
Yeah.
How many fucking Steve things can you do?
Honestly, a big part of my artistic I guess journey has been, am I bored of this or not? And
Oh, for sure, yeah.
If I am, I'm just like, I can't do it anymore. Like
100% agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which I always thought was normal. I recently got diagnosed with ADHD. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yo,
now.
bro, welcome to the club.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, that explains a lot of my a lot of everything.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So no Minecraft, you know. I really wanted to do like 3D anime eventually. So that ended up working out to now we're actually doing some pretty cool stuff.